Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the gripping finale to the Blitz esports tournament that is Supremacy II. This week, Agon stuck in traffic 15 minutes before kickoff. Will he make the games? Chapo feeling the effects of a dodgy Vindaloo the night before, playing most of his games on the toilet, with Minamera poised to strike at the first sign of vulnerability. A new damage record set for 1 week's play, but will anyone be able to prevent total supremacy? Have to watch to find out. I've got my Blitz shirt on as a sign of excitement. Shout out to Aussie and Asia server producer for this. Let's get straight into the games, people. Alright, first game on Fort Despair in the M48 pattern. My most underutilized machine, I think. I barely give it a run. So this game is for all those out there who are complaining that I've owned this thing for too long without showing much gameplay in it. This is not the best game. I'm going to put it out there. The Reds get absolutely rickrolled. Ambassador there on the red side doing his team no favours by casting doubt at the start of a match like this. You've just got to suck it up and do your best. I don't think they're in that bad a position really. Teams are fairly even. Equal number of 10s and 9s on each team. And I'm sitting back. I've been burnt too many times in the M48 pattern by rushing ahead and running into a bunch of Soviet mediums. So I'm going to sit this one back a bit at the start and just see what my allies can spot. And here we go. One of the not guys in the M46 pattern, a vehicle I much prefer, spots Snake Eyes and Ambassador in their Russian mediums. Snake Eyes in the T62A, Ambassador in the T54, and they have run slap bang into a terrible tactical situation for themselves. Troll Soviet turret armor there. Snake Eyes gets whittled down hard as the allies in their mediums to my right push aggressively. Ambassador manages to sneak out, and I've got another bounce off more Russian armor. That IS-8 almost slips away. Minamera claims that kill. And here we go. We've got the rest of the Reds. They've been split by this landmass here, this rise in the ground. And on a map this small, the team with the biggest concentration of force, unless they're surrounded, generally wins out. Finally getting some pens into the lower glacis of the mouse. Right in the center. He needs to be angled more than that if he's going to reliably bounce. But now he's got problems to his right, his left, my right. And tortoise kill here. I sit in the open for way too long, but no one punishes me. I get away with it. First kill. Biohazard in the IS-7 doesn't know where to look. Bounce again of more Russian armor. This thing really does struggle against the Soviets. They are much stronger machines in almost all regards, except for that gun depression. Although the M48 pattern does have a great DPM. Shot one Carvin Marvin there. Not too sure who hit me. 250 damage thereabouts, so it was either a HE round or a Soviet medium. And now there's just Ambassador and the mouse left. Mouse goes down. Minamera gets that kill. And Ambassador, the lone survivor. Not quite able to get that one. Minamera gets that kill as well. And you would think that'd be a good game for Minamera. Let's just see how the results pan out. Third class badge and some kind of award for that 2 minute 26 second blitzkrieg on Fort Despair with I'm Not Your Mammy and Maxed M coming out on top with about 2.5k damage each. Only 100 XP or thereabouts separates the top 5 XP earners in this match, with Furious Fur and Minamera unlucky to come 4th and 5th on 900 odd XP. Tough game for the allies. You really had to be aggressive to come out on top of XP or be in a tier 9 as I'm Not Your Mammy or Ambassador have shown. The Reds, this was probably the most one-sided match I saw in the entire Supremacy event. They really did get worked, just due to that initial positioning, losing Snake Eyes so early in the game for pretty much no damage or advantage returned. So Ambassador comes out on top just by solely being in the tier 9, I think. And Biohazard in the IS-7 probably did more spotting XP than damage XP in that game. So definitely no kind of expert gameplay or tactics shown in that match. The Reds were just unlucky that they lost Snake Eyes so early in the game for no advantage. Their team was split. It was solely down to initial positioning in that game that the outcome occurred the way it did, really. Let's now look at some of the final results, starting with the kills board. The winner of this board will drive away in the elegant yet practical Tier 3 American light tank, the Locust. It's a fantastic prize. In 10th position from the Storm clan with only his second week's worth of scores is Path King. He got 4 in week 4 for a final result of 8. A good effort, jumping 17 positions there in week 4 to 10th. Gerald's also on 8 kills, but 9th position by alphabetical order from the MDSF clan, got 5 in week 4, jumping at 25 positions. Well played. Furon, one of the brightest stars of week 4, he scored 9 kills in just 1 week, and that is the only week's worth of scores he recorded. 9 kills in 1 week, jumped up to 8th position, the full length of the board, 134 positions. Excellent work, man. Carvin Marvin, able to regain some positions after a dismal week 3, has jumped 3 positions with a week 4 score of 4 kills, leaving him on a total of 9 in 7th position. Above him, Bushka, everyone's favourite bogan Australian YouTuber, got 5 kills in week 4 and jumped 9 positions to 6th for a final score of 10. Maddox had a tough week though. The Shaft representative, unable to post a week 4 score. He dropped 2 positions off the podium from 3rd to 5th, finishing on 12 kills. Aegon was able to get home out of the traffic jam in time to record some scores. He got 3 kills in week 4, jumping 1 position to 4th, just shy of the podium on 13 kills total for the tournament. Which brings us now, of course, to the podium. In 3rd position, Hoodie72, also from Storm. He got 15 kills all up and 4 in week 4, meaning he gets the 3 days premium time from the kills board. Well played, mates. Bring us now to 2nd position. Minamera from MY, 18 kills, well played, 3 in week 3. He gets 1,400 gold for his effort. And of course, now that just leaves us with the top performer for the kills, who had an extensive lead already going into week 4 and has absolutely walked away with it. Even though he didn't have the best week 4, the Chapo from Storm, 25 kills all up, way in front of the rest of the competition with just 2 for week 4, but still more than enough to carry this win easily. So he gets the Locust, well played. And now let's jump into some more games before we look at the rest of the results. Middleburg for the second game. Very tier 10 battle. Lots of familiar faces on both teams. Just the one tier 9, the rest are 10s. Stranger Brown in the SD1 on the Reds team. Furious Fur in the T54 on this team. Mr. Ouija, Dark Voice, Grifters, Carvin Marvin, Pimps over there as well somewhere in the Object 268. And I am with Stealth 251 in the tier 10, very well armoured tank destroyer, the T110E3. As our team all swing around for the hill. The hill on New Middleburg, not quite as commanding a position as it was on Old Middleburg, but still strong enough that for me, I still like to go up here and try and win this position before making any other moves. The town, though, I think is a much more viable option in New Middleburg than it was before. And these two teams are going to try different approaches to this map. We've got the hill. Mr. Ouija up there in the Object 140 has spotted no one. So perhaps they have all gone to town. Still no Reds. Overwatch the center of the map now from this position, directly in the center of the hill. And the good thing about playing with a bunch of guys who know what they're doing and at the very least speak the same language is that you can give commands or advice and expect it to at least be understood and perhaps acted on. So I tell the meds that we want eyes on both approaches to the hill, and it's a beautiful thing. They both respond, they both go in different directions. We now have all approaches to the hill covered. That's good. But still no Reds. What is Pimp doing down there? Probably setting up a campfire, roasting some marshmallows. Plenty of banter going on, but this game will not be won by banter. So I'm going to hope that my team hold the high ground and don't rush into anything yet. We've still got 5 minutes on the clock, whilst I head down and try and get some spots on what the Reds are doing. There's Gerald's in the IS-7 taking a few hits. Only a banner. Where are these guys? I am going to just gingerly side scrape my way around a few corners and see if I can't spot what they're planning. Are they all bunched in one corner of the map? Are they spread out, waiting for us to push in one direction? What are they doing? Stealth covering the high ground to my left now. Offer valuable fire support. Gerald's is there. He seems to be isolated, but I'm definitely not going to drive sideways out into this road. Who knows what's to the right. Let's have a little look. Whoop. T125. Didn't even have time to fire a snapshot there. Trade blows with Gerald's. No gain from that situation. He's side scraping well. Unlucky not to get any damaging hit there in the rear of his vehicle. Mr. Wedge has come down off the hill and he is in a one-on-one face-off now. I can't get over there to help him. Not with the guns to my right. Butcher's there as well in the IS-4. Let's have a side scrape out, see if I can't hit this T125 again. Yes, side of the turret. Mr. Wedge is in trouble. He's calling for help. Cover Marvin, the E100, firing HE rounds. You cannot side scrape against HE rounds. One more into Grifters through the lower plate. Oh, we've lost Mr. Ouija. Not good. Furious Furs come back, but it's a bit too late. And Stealth 251, you can see him sitting there on the hill, not moving. There's been a dramatic turn of events. Stealth's brother has come into the lounge room and kicked the modem off whatever bench it was sitting on, and Stealth has dropped out. It doesn't get back until the post-battle results. Strangely Brown, SD1 snapshot, didn't want to take any return fire there, and that just detracts him in the open. Side scraping. No hit there. It's a good side scraping machine. Grifters is moving in. Taking hits. He can't pull back in time through the lower plate again. Pull back to cover. Lucky to bounce a shot from Putsch there. Grifters is coming all the way out. Take one more hit. And then a double tap removes him. We've lost Furious Fur as well. There goes our last medium. And Gerald's is still alive, which means I can only side scrape to this point. I can't get round the corner there to shoot Carvin Marvin because that'll give Gerald's firing from the left a easy shot into my unangled flank. There he is. So my options are limited here. We've still got a heavy tank on the hill. What is going on up there? We will find out later on. I can't pull back to reset my camo. The guys are too close. And there's a lot of strength around that corner. Eventually they're going to make a move. Should probably pull back to that rock behind me. To my right, the Jagdpanzer E100, where Beta is having a great game. He's on 2 kills. Gerald's is pulling back, looking for a shot. We've just lost Stealth, who was AFK anyway. Gerald's goes down. Now the Reds take their opportunity here to remove me from this position. Carmen's moving in. And desperately trying to work an angle here, but looks like that was an AP round through my front left track. Damn you, Carvin! Only 19 seconds left on the clock though. Strangely Brown moves in. He takes a hit from the left from the Jagdpanzer E100. What is going on with this team? Why have we got a full health heavy sitting up on the hill still? What is Swiss Cheesel doing? Only a couple of seconds left now. So there it is. The clock runs out. The game is a draw with 5 tanks left alive. You don't see that often. What happened? Let's have a speeded up look at the minimap, see how our team positioned themselves throughout this game, see if we can't get any clues to what happened here. So the game kicks off. We all move to the hill. We don't encounter any resistance. We take the high ground. The meds spread out to the flanks. Stealth pushes back down south. And there's Swiss Cheesel's i7 positioned just to his north. And from about the 3-minute mark, that is all the moving they're going to do. We move into town, encounter Gerald's. Mabata moves to the cap circle. There's a big fight going on there. Both our meds are lost to the south. And I am side scraping here in the town, but you can see on the hill, no movement going on there. Looks like we lost 2 tanks in this game to AFK. So it was 5 versus 7. Let's see if that theory holds out in the post-battle results. And yep, it would appear so. If we look at the results, 0 damage for Swiss Cheesel and Stealth, and exactly the same with the XP as well. The Reds, although they had a very even damage spread across their team, they all played well. They didn't push aggressively enough. I guess Mabata, who had a fantastic game, 6,500 damage, and the threat of Stealth and the i7 on the hill prevented them from pushing as aggressively as they could have. They definitely had the strength to take me down early on there, but they didn't do it. And that allowed us to just squeeze out a draw there. We were very lucky. So well played Mabata and Devac Voices coming away with the points on my team, and Carvin, Marvin and Gerald's having good games on the Reds team. We come now to the hotly contested damage board. The winner of this board will drive away with the hilarious BT-SV, the tier 3 Soviet light tank, which has one of the highest powder weights in the game and is some of the most fun you can have at tier 3. In 10th position, jumping 8 spots in week 4 with a week 4 result of just under 8k damage, is Bushka from Storm. He finished with 15,854 damage done. Just above him and also from Storm is iBoss with 16,078 total, jumping 19 positions in week 4 with a 10.5k damage result. Maddox slipped 3 positions, not recording any scores in week 4. Just above him and performing very well for someone who only played a T54 during the entire tournament was Clambassador from UQ. He did 7.7k damage in week 4, jumping 4 positions from 11th up to 7th for a total damage dealt of 18,380. Carvin Marvin also had a good week, 5.5k damage done. He jumps 1 position into 6th, 19,381 damage dealt, well played. The highest damage though done in the entire tournament was in week 4 by Path King, 16,634 damage dealt in just 1 week, which means he jumps 22 positions up to 5th for a total damage dealt of 22,382. An amazing result. What could have been had he have played in weeks 1 and 2 as well? We can only wonder. In 4th position, and it being knocked off the podium, is Hoodie72 from Storm, 25,064 damage in total with a 4.5k damage week 4 result. Which means Aegon takes 3rd position and the 3 days premium time with a great week 4 result of 7.5k damage dealt for a total of 27,885. Well played. And that brings us to the top 2. Dropping 1 position off the top spot is the Chapo. Total Supremacy has been avoided. Well played to Minamera. Chapo did 3,000 damage in week 4. A tough week for him, his lowest in the entire tournament, coming away with 42,333, which means he'll just have to settle for the gold on the damage board. Minamera had a good last week, 9.5k damage. Very consistent play by him through the entire tournament. Well deserving of the damage, and he ekes just ahead, 43,551. A big hit from the Death Star would have seen Chapo on the top spot, but it wasn't to be, and Minamera gets the BT-SV, which will suit him, seeing as he played nothing but fast Russian mediums during the entire tournament. Moving straight on to the XP results board, the winner of this board drives away with the amazing Super Troll Panzer II-J, the tier 3 German light tank, which is armored better than a KV-1. In 10th position, with a great week 4 result of just under 3k damage, is Path King, jumping 13 spots onto the top 10 board. Above him, iBoss having an amazing week 4 result of 3,689, jumps 19 positions, the big mover of week 4 into 9th. Maddox slipped 3 spots, meaning Bushka jumps up to 7th, 6,000 XP done for the total tournament, 3,200 in week 4, a jump of 7 positions to 7th. Carvin slipped 3 spots, having a pretty rough week, not many wins, 1,400 XP done, meaning he finishes on 6,717 XP. In 5th spot from UQ, Glambassador, 2,820 XP done in week 4. He jumps 3 positions up to 5th for a final result of 7,078 XP. Which brings us to the top 4. There was a battle going on between Hoodie and Aegon for 3rd spot, and it's been taken out by Hoodie 72. Aegon remains on 4th position, just shy of the podium, with a week 4 result of 1,583 XP for a total of 7,371. A very good result. Hoodie gets his second 3-day premium award for Supremacy II, walking away with 6-day premium in total. He finished on 8,236 XP with a nice even 2k damage done on week 4. Which brings us to the top 2 spots. Minamera takes out second. He gets his second batch of 1,400 gold, 2.5k gold, and 1 BTSV awarded to him for Supremacy 2. Well played. He finished on 10,607 XP and played very well in week 4, coming away with 2.5k XP. Chapo gets his second top spot. He did very well in the entire tournament. A good average spread of XP across the all 4 weeks. This was his lowest week, just over 1k. But that's still seen him well ahead of the pack here for XP. He got a heap of wins, was very lucky, or just played very well. Both, I think it was. 12,111 XP done for the 4 weeks. Well played. Very deserving of the Panzer II So that is Supremacy 2 done and dusted. Thank you very much to everyone who took part, and congrats to the winners. Consistency in the scoring was the key to make to the top. The top 3 positions on each board were taken up by players who recorded scores in all 4 weeks. So we're very well done to those guys who managed to do that. I'll put up a link to the stat board. Obviously, all the details and the results from all 4 weeks will go in there. There is also how the clans performed. I'm very glad I didn't put a clan prize in there because Storm absolutely walked away with it. They were completely overrepresented. They did over 200,000 damage all up, 115 kills, 62,000 XP. The nearest clan was the one-man army of Minamera from MY. He did all the scoring for that clan and still managed to come out second, so well played to him. Pimp also did a breakdown of the stats. He looked at how Chapo and Minamera performed and how they did. Chapo played in almost exclusively British vehicles, the FV4202 and the FV183, whilst Minamera played in the Object 140 and the T62A. Very interesting to see how they performed and how they got the results, or why they got the results that they did. Chapo was quite easily able to walk away with the XP result because he was on the winning side so much more than Minamera. Minamera somehow amazingly got into 27 ref games out of a total of 28 games. I don't know how he managed to do that. It was very well done. He recorded more scores than Chapo, 16 as opposed to 12, but his win rate was terrible. He had the worst luck. 26% win rate across the entire tournament, whilst Chapo had 58%. So you can see whilst the damage and XP boards varied the way they did. My own results, I got 17 wins from obviously 28 games, which is a 61% win rate. That's far less than what my usual win rate is. And I think there's a case there against, some people always claiming they want skill-based matchmaker. I've never been that player. I don't know why you'd want that. It's fun whilst you're playing people you know and you like. It's fun, there's banter and it's friendly and all that. But if every game against randoms was as tough as these games, there's no way I'd deal with the stress. I like being able to play against a good mix of good and bad players. It's how the game is at its most fun, even if you do rage against the bad players on your own team. So that is Supremacy 2 done and dusted, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to finish now with the highest damage game I did in the entire tournament. It's in E100 on port, and this is where I'll leave you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Peace! So this was the second game of week 4. Lots of big names on each team, lots of big guns on each team. Some very unfortunate tier 8s and 9s, but plenty of 10s, some Death Stars, Jaegeroos, E100s, Pimps in the Object 268 again. We're going to move out to the left here from the northwestern spawn. So I'm going to take this time to just thank my refs again, Pimp, Snake Eyes and Brendan. They did a great job over all 4 weeks. No dramas with them showing up, recording, or giving the final results to me. They made it very easy to run this thing, and I can't thank them enough for that. Thank you guys. Also, let us know in the comments what you thought of the format of the video series, and whether you'd like to see this kind of thing again, what could be improved, what your server does for the kind of counting battles, ideas for future supremacies, all that kind of stuff. Let us know. Always happy to hear your thoughts on the matter. Minamera and Mr. Ouija are out left doing the spotting. No one up yet, so I'm going to charge forward. Got to be mindful though, don't want to run into any big TD guns, but it looks like none of the Reds are out here. The rest of the team is trundling along behind. Getting nervous about our rear, although the Reds don't have any fast mediums, so it's likely they're only just halfway across the town by now. Cautiously approach this corner, but no TDs spotted. Let this T-54 charge ahead, do the spotting for me. And this is where we're going to pause. There's no point going all the way to their spawn, because they're probably near our spawn now. But I'm in two minds about what to do. Do we go through town? Do we try and flank back? Our team's getting stretched out. Still no target spotted. Aegon and the Jaegeroo behind me. That T-54 is being very aggressive for someone in a tier 10 match. Believe it. First target spotted. ST1. So the Reds are all cresting the hill near our spawn by the looks of it. Mr. Ouija calls don't do it to the T-54. He is about to run into some very stiff opposition. Some people though, you got to question what they're thinking. So I'm going to go back. There we go, there's the whole team. T-54. Out. Pimp Daddy shuts him down. Not a good start. Our team is strung out. We don't have any concentration of fire here. But we do have the potential to encircle the Reds. But with their high concentration of strength, they're going to be tough to deal with. Flanking mediums for spotted Axo Foxtrot in the T-110E5, and they call in an orbital laser strike. There it is. Definite Death Star hit there by Aegon. I'm lured by this T-32. One shot in his engine deck, but the Jaegeroo on the far hill, pull back, whack, heat round through my very, very well angled. It was either very well angled upper plate or my exposed lower plate from the angle, but I think it was the upper plate. Either way, big hit. And there is chaos ensuing in the town now. Mr. Ouija's charging in. Minamera to my right is dealing with Axo. Here's that T-32 again, baiting me. Take a shot if need be. One more into him. Pull back for the reload. That Jaegeroo is still down there. So I'm going to go to the right, try and help out Minamera. This is not a good spot to sit though, exposed on the hill. Watch this derping moment. Shot on the Jagdpanzer. Ugh, fall off the hill, stuck on a rock. Very ungraceful exit of the high ground there. We're down 2 tanks already. And I will take a hit here from the left. I'll leave it. Swap to HE rounds. Plant one into him. There's my first kill. Down 1 tank now, but Mr. Ouija's got terribly low health now. Minamera here beside me. Look for the back of the Jagdpanzer. Swap to HE. No, no hit there. So back to AP through the rear of the superstructure. Angle the armor. Bounce the T-110E5 shot. Minamera charges in, trying to deal with the Axo Foxtrot. Takes a hit. I'm on AP. Look for the drive wheel of the Jagdpanzer. Get that through the spaced armor. Pimp Daddy shuts down Minamera. That's bad news. We're about to lose Aegon. There he goes. Just me versus 4 tier 10s now. This could be my greatest ever collar ban-offs. Engage. Heat 100! Loader! Heat rounds! Target Death Star, far hill. Boom, through the upper plate. One target down. Panzer E100 now, threatening my left flank, which means if I know Pimp, he'll be working the right flank, so back out at an angle. There he is, HE round absorbed. I'm still in heat round, so don't aim for the tracks. Superstructure, aim up, bang, second kill. 2 targets left. Panzer E100 now, threatening my right flank. Back to HE, what's his move? Target left, cover Marvin, dive. Angle the armor, bounce the heat round, use the momentum to carry me through turn here. Back to AP, aim for the superstructure. I'm gonna have to pause though, 200 millisecond ping, and that is costly. I've lost my momentum, and Carvin Marvin is charging in. He's got HP advantage, and he is gonna use it, giving me no time to breathe. Still an AP, through the side armor, good hit, but now I've got nowhere to run. I'm not angled well enough, and he's got all the time in the world to plant that shot. And costly seconds lost, pulling out. I'm still in AP as well. This is a fatal error. I realized too late. I need heat rounds. Plant one through his lower plate. I'm not going to get away in time. Ugh. Damn you, Carvin Marvin. Tough games. Very tough games. But well played to everyone who took part. Top Gun and the Sniper Award for this absolute clincher. 5.3k damage, 4 for Aegon, 3 for Chapo, and 2.5 for Pimp Daddy. Would have been my biggest ever bragging rights collar ban-offs, I think, that one, but was not to be. A good summary, though, of Supremacy II gameplay, I think. So, thank you once again, guys, for watching, and well played to everyone who took part, and bring on Supremacy 3. But until then, good luck in game. Peace.